Hey, welcome. Thanks for coming. I'm Kristen.
I'm Desiree.
And today we are going to talk about self-massage techniques. I know we've been exercising a lot, and sometimes after exercising, or maybe going for a long walk, or maybe just walking the dog tried to chase a squirrel, you might get a knot in different muscles around the body. So we thought we would show you how to work on those, and we're going to use some tools. If you don't have the tools, we're going to show you what you can use instead. So we're going to just go over some of the common spots that people tend to have trouble and work on those today. And maybe next time we'll get to some stranger spots. But almost everybody at some point, put your hands right here, has had tension in their neck muscles, right? So what we're gonna do for all of these is we're gonna put a little pressure on the spot and kind of rub it, and it will help the muscle relax. At first, it might be a little sensitive, so go lighter, and then as it kind of loosens up, you can go heavier, and then it'll start to feel really good. So start with our neck, and this is a really fun gadget that you can get at that $5 store, and you could also get a really expensive one, but this works just as well. And it's called a Theracane, I think. So if you have a Theracane or you go get one, you can dig in anywhere. So you'll just put it on that muscle and kind of rub back and forth. Desiree doesn't have a Theracane, so she is gonna try using something else. So we're gonna try a hairbrush, and she can try and get a little pressure and find that sore spot and just kind of push. You could use anything. I just got that because it had a handle, and so you can reach a little farther with that. This one's nice because you can reach really far. So you just kind of go back and forth, and when you find the spot, you know it, and it's like, ooh, there it is. You can do a little extra pressure right there and push. And you can work this as short or as long as feels good. If it's really, you found the spot, you can keep going on it. Now, keep in mind, if you go pretty hard, it'll be a little bit sore tomorrow, but the next day you're gonna be great. So, there's your shoulder and neck tension. So,
Well, I'm finding spots here with the brush.
Great. Okay.
It's working.
So that's good. All right. Now, another really common place that people have problems is right here. It's called your iliotibial band, not that you care. So when you're having knee pain or hip pain or back pain, a lot of times it's coming from this thing. So we're gonna work on that. Now, I have, again, something you can get at the $5 store, or you could buy a really expensive one. So I'm gonna go on the side and top of my leg and roll, and it hurts a little bit, but it feels kind of like a good hurt. So Desiree doesn't have one, so what could she do? Well, she could grab a rolling pin out of the kitchen, and that's easy because it has handles. It's exactly the same as this, right? So you're gonna push as hard as you can, especially after you do some leg exercise. This is a really good one. It'll loosen you up, and it helps relieve knee pain and hip pain. Now, sometimes you'll hit a spot and it'll really hurt and make you jump. Keep going and kind of work and work and work and get that spot. You can do the top of your leg after that. Let's do the other leg. If you don't have a rolling pin either, you could use like a glass Coke bottle, something like that. Anything that's like a cylinder. I'd get, yeah, like maybe a Coke bottle.
A water bottle, would it work?
A water bottle that's plastic wouldn't work. It's too soft. And what we need is some pressure. There you go. Now, if you can bend, another place that feels good is right here along the shin. So you take your rolling pin or your Coke bottle and kind of go like on the front and the side for a couple minutes there.
That feels good.
I know, surprisingly, right?
Wow.
rolling pin feels good.
Yes, it does.
It really does. It helps the muscle relax. And a lot of times we don't know our muscles need relaxing. But sometimes when you hit a little tender spot, you'll say, oh, that did need relaxing. But after you do it, you get more circulation in there, some relaxation, it feels good. So we'll do that. If this hurts your back, I guess you could just do the top, or you could try and bring your leg, if you could put your leg like on a footstool and raise your leg a little bit. So, all right, that's some of the leg muscles. You could also, if you can reach behind your back, you can put it on one side of your low back like this. That feels good. Almost always, at some point, we have low back pain, right? Usually from sitting too much. Let me try the other side. So we're just kind of going up and down the side of the low back. Feels good. All right, so now let's look at a couple of spots in the arms. That was, legs and back a little bit. And a lot of times people get tendonitis. Everybody heard of tendonitis? You don't have to remember all this. Just follow along. So if I have a little gadget like this, I can get on a sore spot and I can rub. So this would be, you could do it here. It just depends on how much you can raise your shoulder. But this is real good for sore spots in the arms. Now, Desiree doesn't have one, of course. So she could look around and find something small but hard. So this glass nail polish bottle would work. Anything that's around that size. And so you're gonna go sideways down the arm like this. And you'll feel lots of little spots in there. And again, it's a little bit like uncomfortable. Kind of go side, like kind of dig in there like that. Good. And if you have some elbow tendonitis, this is one thing that helps with that. You can go above it too if you want.
You could use the brush too, even, yeah?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
It's a little bigger, but.
Yeah, and whatever feels comfortable. So again, the goal, we're just trying to put something and that we can create pressure and rub out that muscle, and then it'll feel better. So there we go. We're doing all around the elbow. Another thing you could do for kind of the same spot is these little rollers. And these you can get a lot of times at the dollar store or at Walmart for like $1, right? And you can you could do your whole body like this. This is super easy, but wherever you've got like any tightness, you could go back to the legs like we were doing with the big roller. It's not as great for up here, but maybe. You do your neck. So, yeah. And this way, both sides. You can roll up the arm, down the arm. And one more spot is right here, kind of your shoulder and biceps. A lot of people have shoulder problems, and you get a lot of tension here in this muscle because of that. So this one we could do any of our tools really. We could do this. We're gonna go right under your collarbone and kind of go right there, and you can find that sensitive spot right away. Can you feel it? So let's do that side for a couple seconds there. I'll show you another. This is a good one to do if you happen to get one of these. And you can push in right here and it's like kind of right beside your shoulder. There's a big muscle right there that often gets.
It's a muscle that you wouldn't normally have mashed on. That's for
No,
sure.
and it's sensitive, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yep.
Ah.
Yep, so I think that's a real good one. So those are kind of some of the main areas. So hopefully maybe you'll feel a little bit looser after working on a couple of those. And one more thing that I found recently, and I actually at the dollar store, you can look around probably in cosmetic sections of the store if you're shopping for somebody to get one. It's a face massager, and a lot of times we have headaches, right? And a lot of times our headaches come from these muscles here and these muscles back here. And you can just turn it on and put it just on that muscle. And sorry, I only have one. I should. And just kind of leave it there, and it will take some of the tension out of that muscle. And a lot of times, headaches are related to muscle tension. And so if you're getting headaches, try something like this, or at the base of your neck. And right now you could still rub the same areas just with your fingertips to get the feeling of the muscle relaxation, but adding, it just vibrates. And so you get a little extra pressure. But you could, if you didn't have one and you have a headache, that's what I would try first, is try to do some big circles here at the temples and then right at the base of the skull right there. All right, okay. Well, hopefully after all of your workouts this week, that will help with some of your muscle relaxation. So thank you for coming, and we'll see you next time.